In 1996, yet another quite successful movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, The Quest, came out. Essentially, it was something of a reboot of the legendary Bloodsport, but with a bigger budget. And well, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? The thing is, in the mid-90s, Jean-Claude's career rapidly went downhill. The actor himself knew it full well, and could see that the entire genre was losing its popularity. So he decided to take matters into his own hands, and became a director for the first time. Initially though, Van Damme invited Oliver Stone to take the director's chair, but he refused. The plot and the screenplay for the movie were developed by Frank Dux and Jean-Claude Van Damme for 4 long years. After the film's release, Dux claimed that Van Damme had stolen the script idea from him by taking advantage of his illness. Later, Frank went as far as to sue the actor, but lost the case. In one of the interviews, Van Damme said, "I came up with a script and wrote it for 4 years. I was also the director. The filming took place in New York, Thailand, China and Tibet. It is a historical film which takes place in 1930, and so it required a lot of complicated sets. In fact, the work proved to be so taxing that by the end of it I felt like I was at least 66. And knowing Van Damme, it probably wasn't much of an exaggeration." Van Damme invited all kinds of fighters for the shooting. The actor himself was in charge of the casting. We should mention such guys as Cesar Kanyero, as well as the real Japanese sumo wrestler Fatehaguro Koji, who was a Japanese sumo champion. James Remar also appeared on the screen, and the role of the Mongolian champion was played by the actor from Morocco, Abdel Kissi, who'd already fought with Van Damme in the movie Absent Without Leave. In addition, the former James Bond actor Roger Moore was invited to star in the film. Later, Moore called The Quest his most unloved picture with his participation. He would go on to write in his autobiography that he did not like working with Van Damme and the producer Moshe Diamant, because the filming was totally unorganized. At one point, he writes, they even ran out of money due to poor preparation, and many members of the crew were offered to work for free in order to keep up with the schedule. And when the filmmakers were rightfully made fun of and the crew threatened to leave, the money was miraculously found right away. Also, the filmmakers promised Moore that his name would be the first in the credits, but later pushed it to the second place. No points for guessing whose name ended up the first. Madonna, of all people, was originally considered for the role of Carrie Newton. Meanwhile, the actress Tatum O'Neal claimed in her autobiography that she was personally called for the lead female role in Jean-Claude Van Damme's film, but failed to get the role after the romantic relationship between her and Van Damme broke down. So in the end, the role went to Janet Gunn. Naturally, the fight scenes are by far the most spectacular thing in the film. Jean-Claude, as the screenwriter and the director, paid much attention to them. For each athlete and trainer, he came up with a national sports uniform and a unique style of combat. The Soviet Union was also represented on the screen. Its representatives were dressed in something like a caricatured Cossack uniform, which was funny, unintentionally so, but cute. David Gribble was invited to be a cameraman-director. The entire movie was well shot and edited in the old-fashioned way, meaning the camera always moves smoothly. The scenes do not abruptly change each other, but rather focus on the objects and characters long enough for the viewer to enjoy the details of the scenery and to read the emotions of the characters' faces. The fights were also well filmed, for the time at least, but in some places the duration of the fights was not long enough. On the other hand, when out of the blue someone defeated his opponent very quickly, it was impressive sometimes. In addition, slow motion was used appropriately and effectively, and not overdone like in some modern movies. Remember the Mongolian. Such a technically adept fighter needed slow motion in order for us to be able to enjoy his fighting skills in all their glory. The movie does have some minor flaws, but on the whole it is a good action-adventure film. Despite the fact that this was Van Damme's directorial debut, he did an excellent job. I wonder why after such a film Jean-Claude did not continue to try his hand at directing. I think he does have all it takes to pull off not just a good movie, but a truly iconic one. With a budget of 30 million, the film has grossed 57 million at the worldwide box office. The professional critics took a negative attitude to The Quest, because of its big resemblance, as we've mentioned, to another Van Damme film. That is all for today. Please subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. See ya!